Man, we got the infamous Mikhail Gordon in the building with us. Mikhail, how's it going, buddy?
Everything good? What's going on?
Nothing, man. I been watching you, man, doing your thing, doing a lot of great things out there. So I said I'm gonna have to bring you in and ask you a few questions. A lot of people got a lot of questions for you, so I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of it, man. First and foremost, can we get a little background on you?
Uh, I'm just normal, regular, like anybody else. Normal, regular guy, man. Born and raised St. Charles on the backside of Broad Street. Moved to Crestview. I think I was like what, very young. Moved to Crestview. Grew up in Crestview. Uh, just like everybody else, man. Just grew up projects, single mama, three boys, three brothers. Normal lifestyle, just like everybody else.
Okay. Yeah. So for y'all that don't know, he's talking about Greenwood,
Right,
Greenwood,
Greenwood. Grew up
Greenwood,
in Greenwood.
Mississippi.
hmm
That's cool, man. What type of work do you do?
Well, I specialize in commercial transportation,
Okay.
doing that for like 15 years. So that's my specialty,
Okay.
moving products and goods,
Okay.
tractor trailers.
Okay. What's some of the different type of products you move?
Food, dry goods, all type of things, man. I mean, everything, and fruits, chicken. We do dry band and we do reefer, what they call reefer, food. So we all different types of stuff. It could be anything,
Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous job, though.
of course.
I know for sure. This guy got like 100 and some years. Had his accident. You saw that where he couldn't
hmm
stop. What's your
Yeah,
take on that, man?
you're looked at as a professional out there, and with that comes consequences. It's a lot of accountability. So I think they got what you call runaway ramps, and on hills you'll see them. They'll say runaway ramp, and I think he missed one of those runaway ramps, and I think that's why he got all that time. But out there, you're supposed to be a professional. You got people, families, you got other cars, you got all this stuff going on. You're not looked at as one of them. They're civilians. You're supposed to be the professional, and with professionalism comes accountability. So that's why they hard on truckers. It's just like any other profession. Just like being a cop, a police. You're not supposed to act like a civilian. You're supposed to be a professional. You're supposed to be able to handle adversities in a professional mannerism. You're supposed to be able to do these things in a professional way. And if you don't, there are supposed to be heavy consequences for you because you're not a regular person. You're supposed to be trained to do this. So that's why
Yeah.
he got that time.
Yeah, I think they were saying that he can read the language. He wasn't from here, so he couldn't really read the language. And I'm like, did he get a CDL here if he can read the
Exactly.
language?
Exactly.
That was really
And really, that don't really matter if he can or not. Once you hold the title of a professional driver, that's what you're looked at when you hold a CDL. You're called a professional driver. With that professionalism comes a level of accountability.
just looking at a few stuff that you post on Facebook, and man, you be really stirring them up. I remember one one post that you posted on Facebook. You were saying pretty much that if the father isn't in the home, then they aren't a family.
Right.
So I mean, could you like elaborate more, explain what you mean?
Well, without the father being in the home, you're not a family. Technically, you're not a family unit, and it's impossible to be a family unit without the father being in the home. That's like there's a reason why it takes two people to make a child. If you make a child with two people and then you separate one, you create a dysfunction in the child. The child suffers from this dysfunction. You don't qualify as a family unit. It's a lot psychological damage happens to children when they're separated from the function. It's meant to. It. That's why God created the man and the woman. Neither one of them can have them by themselves. It takes the two together. Well, the two are supposed to stay together throughout the duration of the child. If they separate, it creates dysfunction. So that's what you see going on. A lot of things going on in our society is just a bunch of dysfunctional people, because most of us are born from single mothers. 80% of us is born from single mothers, dysfunctional family units, which creates a dysfunction in the man or woman. Psychological dysfunction.
So tell me this, dysfunction. What do you mean by dysfunction? Do you mean that they won't be successful in life?
I'm not saying that, but it affects them as human beings. Because it's like, how can I put it? It's like the puzzle isn't completely completed. A lot of them suffer from abandonment issues. And that does something for them. Maybe I'm not wanted. What happened to my dad? Why didn't he? Maybe I'm not wanted. Like, and that affects when you go and try to pair bond with other people. It really breaks down the entire society, because the entire society is built from the family unit, which creates the community. You break down the society by creating dysfunctional family units, by the woman thinking that I can just have the baby by a man, but I don't need him there for the whole duration, because the child can still survive and I can still clothe and feed the child. But there's a psychological damage that's happening to the child the entire time that the child probably don't even know. It may seem like the child is okay, but it's not, because there's dysfunction. There's dysfunction going on. And that affects behavior, thought process, feelings, self-confidence, awareness, logic, emotions. It affects all this, which creates your life. See, a lot of people talk about this new term. Well, not new. It's been this manifestation, and you can believe and do all this, but if you're not grounded in reality, because you had a bunch of trauma and grew up in a dysfunctional family unit, what you're gonna do is manifest this dysfunction.
So
over and over again.
Do you think this dysfunction is a reason why the crime rate is up?
Exactly.
And you think that has anything to do with poverty too? Maybe.
Yes. All of it. It's layers to it. Yes.
Okay.
All of this. Because it's society. You break down society and create behavior from breaking down the family unit and the structure. Because see, men, nobody teaches us what masculinity and femininity is and what it looks like. Nobody know. Men show love through correction. That's how men show love. They're not all I love you, you know what I'm saying? They may say that, but they show love through correction. So if a man is correcting you, i.e. your father or uncle or somebody, that's how he show he love you. Boy, go do this. Boy, go do that. Or girl, go do this. Girl, go do that. And you may think he's controlling. But this is actually how men show love. But what we have is women who they don't understand the masculine language. They don't understand masculinity. So they can't accept. They say they want a man to do this and teach them this and somebody they can learn from, but they can't accept it when they get it. They don't even know. A lot of women don't even know what femininity is. You got to understand what femininity is. That is what you give masculinity. Because femininity is chaos. Femininity is not order. It's emotional. Masculinity is logic and more thinking. Femininity is more feeling. So it's a dynamic that needs the yin yang.
The yin yang, right.
It's supposed to be equal but opposite. It's supposed to be opposite.
Right.
But we don't embrace the oppositeness. We today you see masculinity is almost, I feel like it's trying to be wiped out, eradicated. I feel like people want men to be more women-like.
Why you say that?
Because if you're direct, if you a man, stand on your toes, stand on your square, chest up, confident in what you say, here come the shame, the insults, the guilt. But the less indirect you are, just say if you beat around the bush a lot and maybe Derek Jackson run a little game, lie a lot, you know what I'm saying? Able to be really smooth, GQ, not so direct, really be a little, just be slick. The more, like women, the more feminine you are, it's like that's when you are accepted. This is why you see the women taking hold to, nothing against homosexuals, but you see in our community, the girl loves the gay guys, right?
Right.
Because it's not a man. It's like I said, almost seemed like trying to eradicate masculinity.
So, do you think social media has anything to do with the eradicating of the masculinity?
Social media is perpetuating the message. It's definitely got a lot to do with that. Social media's got a lot to do with it. Music and TV influence. It's got a lot to do with it. It's perpetuating the making it seem like a man isn't as valuable as he is. And this is affecting black men that share my image more than anybody else. I mean, it's happening across the board. It's not a race issue. It's happening across the board. It's like feminism and wanting equality has been ramped up to superiority. Women starting to feel superior to men. So and that's perfect for dysfunction and breaking down family units. That's perfect. That's where you want women, especially United States is a business. So if I got a business, the bottom line is heavily affected by payroll. How do I attack payroll? How do I do that? So if I got 100 workers and payroll is what affects the bottom line,
you got to cut some people off.
No, I need to find a way to make 200 workers and pay half. Drop the pay.
Okay.
So now, so what you do is increase the workforce. How do you increase the workforce in this country? Make women feel equal or superior to the man. So now you have more workers. Now you drop the pay. They got food. They got tricked. A lot of women got tricked in food with equality, women equality. Tricked them into where they are now. And it's horrible. It's counterproductive to their, like I said, nobody teaches women femininity or men. They don't teach us this stuff. And a lot of ways that they're living have them living counterproductive to their feminine nature, female nature.
So you think if more women were submissive to men, there wouldn't be so many single women out there? It'd be more.
There wouldn't be so much single women out there. There wouldn't be so much crime. There would be a lot more structure, order, and systems. Everything would be better, because now they fall into their natural roles, which helps the family unit, which in turn does what to the community and society. Increase. This is how people build. This is how they build Black Wall Street, and it comes from a value system. Our value system is horrible. We used to have a value system where spirituality and truth was at the top. 5 internal values and 5 external values. Now we've inverted it to where wealth is at the top and no truth. So it used to be spirituality and truth. This is how you build Black Wall Street and keep the dollar circulating in the black community many times over. So how you break that down is it was a cultural, biological, and environment shift that did that to us. So once we get back to that, I think we can get back to doing some great things as a people, Yeah.
Man, you come off as a person that read a lot, man. You do a lot of reading?
Yeah, of course, all the time. Reading is fun. I do it for fun. Like, why wouldn't you read? Like, You used to like. I don't see why people like. You ever seen like Facebook statuses that's long and people like, I'm not finna read all that.
Mm-hmm.
That saddens me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you was once a slave that couldn't read,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have the ability to read, and you don't even want to do it.
Don't even want to use it. Don't even want to use this privilege.
Sad.
Yeah, I know, man. Things have changed. We got February coming up, Black History Month coming up.
Right.
Who's like a pioneer or somebody to you that has done great things in the past?
Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was a lot of the stuff. You know, I would be considered what you would call a Garveyite. I would think I'm a Garveyite.
Mm-hmm.
I follow a lot of his teachings. I seen a lot of things that he done and how he was able to do it and implement it on a grand scale. And yeah, he was pretty dope.
You know, a lot of people say like some of the things you say, like the posts you make on Facebook is just to get a reaction or something
Right.
like what's your take on that? Like what's your purpose for some of the status that you make?
Well, my purpose is on Facebook. Before you make a status, it says what's on your mind, right?
Yes, it does.
So I know a lot of people are afraid to say what's on their mind. I know a lot of people really care about too much about what others have to say about them, but I don't. I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. I'm not living to try to please others. I'm not trying to uphold an image to try to please others. I have a value system that I live by. 5 internal and 5 external value systems. Spirituality and truth is at the top. Health, family, appearance, and dwelling. All those are my 5 internal value systems. I have 5 external. Mobility, education, profession, leisure, and wealth. Those are my external value systems. And all this is grounded in truth and reality. So observable truth. So I'm not around here I can say what's on my mind. A lot of people can't because they're afraid. You know, like I said, masculinity is almost trying to be, it seems like it's been eradicated. Where men can't even speak. I get so many dudes that come to me and say, man, damn, I wish, man, I be wanting to say something, but I can't because I'll be on the couch or I'll get fired from my job. Why are black men able to, why do black men have to walk on eggshells? Does Donald Trump walk on eggshells?
Of course not.
Well, I'm a black white man.
So what's the difference to you between a black and white man?
The white man image hasn't been attacked. That's because he's not melanated and he's not in tune. He's not the most powerful being. The black man is the most creator. He's the most powerful. He's the one. So you attacked him and you do that by his woman. People think slavery existed because white people just hate black people. No. It was for economic reasons. They can see the melanated people are the ones that can be in the sun longer. They can do something that we can't do. So how can we benefit? Men are very competitive. That's why we have our football teams, our basketball team. Men are by nature. That's why I said masculinity and femininity is not taught. Once we understand the nature of masculinity and femininity as a people, we could make functional family units, which will in turn increase the function of the society and community.
How do you create functional family since everything's so dysfunctional?
Getting into nature, getting into order. Women understanding what femininity is and being feminine women.
How are they gonna do that? What steps are
learning what femininity is? Okay. Let's go here, cause I got it. Femininity, female nature, basically. Insight, nesting, beauty, fertility, chaos, submission, selfish, hypergamy, power, and they pass on culture. That's like 10 female nature traits.
Right. You
Traits
have
of
women like that though.
Right.
You have some women like
Right,
that.
but this has to be increased, and this is women are not training their daughters this way to be that. Most women are training their daughters to be independent, because what they do is project onto their daughters their past mistakes and past bad choices and the things that they did. So they project that onto their daughters, and their daughters develop this and talk about it with their friends, and without even having the experience, they develop the same disdain that their mothers have, which creates the generational curse and makes them complete the same cycle over and over.
Right. Okay.
We just got to be taught better, man. We got to not be taught human nature, because it's a nature. It's things that men naturally do that I don't think people understand. It's things that women naturally do, and there's nothing wrong with it. We got to understand there's nothing wrong with a man being a man. But what is that? We don't talk about it. We don't talk about that enough. We really don't.
So on another note, man, sports says sports. You like sports? What's your team? Who your team?
Football. You know, I do them Ravens.
Oh, okay.
I do them Baltimore Ravens on football and basketball. You know, wherever LeBron James go. I don't know what I'm doing. He retired. I might just stop watching sport.
What's your take on the Lakers right now? What they doing, man?
We ain't looking too good. We ain't looking too good, man. I'm gonna stay positive, but we definitely ain't looking too good. But you know, I ain't gonna count LeBron James out, man. If they can get into the playoffs, you know, LeBron a man. To get to that level, you gotta really be able to put some work in, and it's a lot of experience that coming to that stuff. A lot of politics too, but a lot of experience gonna get them there. So I ain't gonna count them out.
I was talking to your boy Qassam Sharif. I did an interview with him, and I was asking him about poverty. What do you think? Poverty, is it a choice or is it forced?
It's a choice. It's a choice, but it's a choice. Slavery and poverty, all that stuff is a choice, but it's a choice made from a delusional state of mind. It's not a healthy mindset that's making that choice. It's a conditioned mind that's making that choice.
Which has been passed on from years and years.
Experience, environment, the environment and the experience and biology, yeah.
I asked him, how do you think we can stop poverty?
You can stop poverty. Well, poverty exists because some people want it to exist, first of all. You can stop poverty by actually letting people know how life really works. You know, we get gems thrown at us, believing you can achieve and dream big. You know, we get little sayings and little nuggets thrown at us, but nobody tell you how this works on a quantum, atomic, molecular level. They don't break it down and tell you how my thoughts really affect my life. They don't break it down. So if you don't know how your life is being created, what you'll end up doing is creating a bad life for yourself, which a lot of people do in poverty. Nobody telling them how life actually works. So what they do is take their environment, feel the environment, see nothing good around them. The mind thinks this way. It comes from a fear, lack, and scarcity mindset. So when you think this way, this is what you get in return. And that comes from dysfunctional family units. It's always gonna come from that. It's always gonna come from that.
Okay, so dysfunctional family units is a major problem.
A major problem.
I just wonder. Man.
Major problem. This has broke down the entire society. And this has come from women not understanding femininity and not being in their feminine to the black men, not valuing the black man, not appreciating him, not doing what upholding their part of the social contract between the family unit. This is why I said they don't need to get credit for being called a family unit with no man. No, you failed. That's why we got to bring shame back. No, if you're a single baby mama, you failed. You don't have a family. You failed. So the next generation of women won't think that it's okay to do that.
And some people, by you saying that, some people will say, man, you being harsh, man.
Well, they need to learn what masculinity is. Men show love through correction. And once we understand what masculinity is, most men will be like me and Donald Trump.
What's your take on this cat, Charleston White? You heard of him? Charleston White?
Nah, enlighten me on that. What's going on
Charleston White, man, it's a guy, man, he speaks his mind.
I gotta check him out.
Yeah, he speaks his mind on a lot of stuff.
Black
man.
or white guy? What?
It's a black guy.
Black
man.
guy?
Yeah.
We gotta have more guys doing that, man. That's the only way it's gonna turn around, because at the end of the day, it's men's responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you heard of what's the guy name? They say you something like him, Kevin Samuels. Hey, this is his name?
Kevin Samuels. Yeah. When I first saw that dude, I was like, it kind of lit my eyes up, because I never thought I would see a man that a black man not afraid to say what's on his mind. I thought I was the only one until I saw him. I'm like, damn, he's not afraid either. But then when I listened to a few of his things, I'm like, that's because he knows exactly what I know. Mm-hmm. He knows how the world works.
Yeah, more people need to be able to speak their mind, but it comes a time and a place to speak your mind, and it comes a time and a place to keep things to yourself.
And that usually, man, it's one thing about it, man. Your intentions gotta. What's your intention? See, my intentions is always to help people. I don't say things I don't do. Everything I do, because I understand that life is about people and relationships, and life happens outside. So, yeah, I do what I do to help people, man.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Gotta be all about helping, man. Help each other to get to another goal. For the viewers that's watching, man, how can they reach you? Contact you? Got like Instagram, Facebook account you want them to contact you on, or anything?
Yeah, you can reach me at on my Facebook, Mikhail Gordon, regular Facebook. If you're out there looking for any work and commercial transportation, hit me up on the link, JD Tremek LLC. Go in and fill out the apply with us app. Work with us. Fill out that section on the website. And yeah.
Oh, so you got a trucking company? I didn't know that. I thought you were just saying you was driving.
No. Got a trucking company.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a trucking company. What I try to do is get drivers on, man. Try to get them. You know, I understand how these companies, they really don't care about a lot of drivers, because, you know, I'm a driver myself. They just treat them like a number. Or, you know, they really don't. They're not really that transparent with them or whatever. So I try to give drivers the best deal, man. I know they out there trying to feed their families, and I just try to get them the best deal. I know how to work the system to get them the bang for their buck. You know, really compensate them for their skill set.
So what do you look for in a driver? What skill sets or requirements do y'all need to be on the JD Tremek team?
I try to get at least a year experience. I just give anybody the benefit of the doubt, you know, from day one. It's not really, as long as you got a good year and no accidents, no tickets, speeding tickets. I try to give anybody the benefit of the doubt, man. I've been burned. A lot of drivers, they burn me, but I don't let that get to me, and you know, go cold or have ill toward another driver, or no, I'm not gonna do that again. I'll still go out and get burned again. You know, I just understand that's how it is. Life is about people, relationships, people and relationships. So I understand that. So I don't run away from that when a person or a relationship goes bad. And a lot of people can't do that. That's why they can't understand me, because they probably, when something goes bad, they have ill towards somebody. I don't. I'm able to pick up the pieces, move forward.
Okay. So yeah, like how many drivers you got now?
9 of us all together now.
9. Okay, cool. Y'all, what they call it? What, over the road?
Over the road, yeah, we do over the road.
So where are y'all mostly at? It's pretty much everywhere. Or y'all like in the
Well,
southeast?
we can go 48, but none of our drivers really go 48. They may go out to Dallas, Houston, far as out west. May go up north, Kansas City, that area. Back out east coast, and then back down south, Carolinas, Georgia, that type of thing. We kind of do like a southeast region, but we can go everywhere. But we only do like a southeast region most of the time.
So what's the hardest part about driving?
I think the hardest part would be just developing the mindset. It's not a job; it's a lifestyle. So if you could just develop that it's a lifestyle mindset and be professional, you could be really successful. You know, you gotta realize it's a lifestyle and develop the mindset that it's a lifestyle and not a job. And if you can do that, I think that'll propel a driver to being successful and having some longevity in the industry.
Okay. Yeah, I asked a couple other people that they say the hardest part for them is just yeah, I guess it is a lifestyle, being away from the house, from their family.
Right.
So yeah, that's the lifestyle. What are some of the most let me see, I guess dangerous roads you've been on? Maybe somewhere. Is that up north somewhere? Maybe.
Yeah, I think the most dangerous road, I think 80. I want to say Interstate 80.
What it takes you?
It goes from the East Coast all the way over to Sacramento, California. Because you know the interstate system is the even numbers go east and west, and the odd numbers go north and south.
Oh, okay.
So you got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. It starts at the bottom of the country and go 80, 90 at the top.
Oh, okay.
The interstate that goes north and south, you got I-5, which is on the west coast out in Cali, 5, Interstate 15, 25, 35 in Oklahoma, 45 going through Texas, 55 going through Mississippi, 65 all the way over to 95, which is on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
So it's a system. It's an interstate system.
Okay.
But yeah, Sacramento, man. Going to Sacramento, they got something called Cabbage. I think it's called Cabbage Crossing, man, where it's like it's 40 miles of downgrade.
Steep down
40
grade,
miles.
too. Wow.
And it wraps like that.
Also, you really coming down a mountain. Oh, okay.
And ice be on it all the time. So if your technique and braking technique is not up to par, you're not stale braking correctly, you riding the brakes, could be your last ride.
Oh yeah, we don't want that last ride. So yeah, man. If you get on I-80 near what?
Sacramento.
Near Sacramento.
Going into Sacramento.
You better be a very skillful driver. What about Colorado? Ain't Colorado pretty hilly? Got mountains?
You got the Rocky Mountains. It's all right. It ain't that bad, but it ain't. Colorado ain't nothing like the Continental Divide, because that's the Continental Divide I'm talking about over there. That's the hugest range of mountains in the country.
Oh, okay.
The Continental Divide.
In Sacramento.
Around that area, yeah.
Oh,
they
wow.
actually go from, I think they start like east of Washington, the state of Washington, and they go down into California.
Oh, okay.
So they huge. They huge. You got some pretty big mountains in Utah and Montana too. Pretty big mountains.
what's the name of the company? Is what, JD Tremek?
JD Tremek. JD Tremek. Go to the website, JD Tremek LLC. Fill out the section. Come work with us, and we'll get you on now. Get you on that road. Get you some real money.
Well, do you want to disclose the pay? What's the pay?
We pay drivers 25%. 25% of each load. We send you the rate confirmation. So it's a lot of transparency going on, direct deposit. We offer insurance. We doing everything the big companies do.
Okay.
We get you home. I train drivers how to book their own loads if they know how to, if they want to. A lot of drivers don't want to, but if they do, I train them how to book loads, how to rates, what rates they should be getting, hot zone, cold zones, which states pay this, which states pays that, maneuver in and out, teach them how to do e-logs, teach them about the equipment, just hands-on, a lot of hands-on, available 24/7.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah, I really work with drivers, man. I really want to see guys out there, because I know these companies really don't care about drivers. They're just a number, man. They care about the book, but like I said, I know life is about people and relationships. So I really focus on that,
Okay.
I really put a lot of emphasis on that concept, people.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. You treat people good, they're gonna treat you good.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
You never know, you gotta cross that bridge, man.
Right, and it's not looking for something in return. It's just that is what life is about. That just be that way anyway. If you don't get nothing in return, a lot of people do something looking for something in return. It's not the right way to go about it. Why just be that way?
Is there anything, man, that you would like to let the people out there know? Know some people that may have anything confused about you that you want to try to set straight?
Not that I ain't already set straight. I usually set the record straight right then and there. If anybody got anything, that's why I usually tackle problems right on. I'm not the type to, wait, let something go on and keep the peace, thinking that that's the best way to go. I used to probably do that back in the past where I understood. You know how some things can happen and you be like, no, I'm gonna let it go. If I need to address it, I'm gonna address it then. And I don't have to address it in some type of demeaning, beating on my chest manner, I just address it then and then put it behind me. And then after I address it, I'm able to move forward. I don't sit there because I understand how life works. So I don't sit there and beat dead horses or sit there and, if it seems like I'm repetitive on something, it's not something because a lot of people feel like especially when I say what's on my mind on Facebook, a lot of people think that I'm harboring some type of ill feelings or something is wrong with me. Maybe they say, who hurt you, or
right.
And they don't get that because they don't operate from a value system like I do. So you won't be able to do what I can do. You can't speak from outside of yourself like I do. You can't do that. A lot of people don't understand perspective. When you write the 6 down on the ground and you look at it as a 6 and you flip on the other side, it's a 9. Well, there are people out there that will see a 6, look on the other side and see an upside down 6.
Yeah.
Do not understand perspective. And they struggle. These people are the ones who struggle with a lot of my point of views and a lot of things that I say because they're not grounded in reality. A lot of them are delusional.
Right.
A lot of them project how they feel onto me. And I know this type stuff. I know that. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I did a lot of research and a lot of studies on this stuff. So I understand why people can't take correction. Don't know that I'm actually trying to help them. They don't know that. Some think something is wrong. They can't accept. You can't accept this if you not that yourself.
Yeah, some people just not open to accepting anyway.
Right, and it's because of who they are. It's because of who they are. That says a lot about them, who they are.
Right.
See, a lot of people know if they was in position to do something, they wouldn't be good people, so they think you aren't either. A lot of people project how they feel
Right.
onto others.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what you get. That's what you're getting out here. A lot of people projecting their ill feelings and their selfish ways of thinking and thinking about self because it's survival.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand you survive better by the group. Life is about people and relationships. It's not about self.
Right. Right.
So you're actually living counterproductive to what you want.